All right, this is a new look, excessive celebration. Billy Bell, Scott Owens, Skylar in between us. We always talk about the pretty. Well, it just got prettier right here. Welcome, Skylar.
Thank you.
Skylar's here to do his SKYQ segment. Skylar's been a sports fan since he's been old enough to say sports fan, and has opinions, believe it or not, Bill, which fits in nicely with us, I would say.
Agreed. They're probably more well-researched and better than our opinions.
Well, I would say they may end up better. Whether they're more well-researched or if he just has a knack for this sort of thing, I don't know. But going all the way back to when he was 5, he's been picking the NCAA tournament and bowl games and everything against me. So,
do you have the lotto numbers?
I wish he did. First thing we could do is upgrade.
There you go.
All right, it's time for SKYQ. That's Skylar's segment. And to start the year off, Skylar, we talked about having you pick who you think's going to win the 5 major conferences, who you see as the teams that are going to come out of those. Maybe they're conference champions, maybe they aren't, for your Final Four, all the way down to your national championship pick. And then at the end of the show today, when we pick the games for this weekend, we'll bring you back in here and let you show us how to do it, all right?
All right.
Okay, go for it, Skylar.
Okay, so for SEC, I had Alabama winning it.
Yeah, you said pretty good though, right? But they have a little bit of struggle, but not too much.
Yeah.
And then Clemson, right?
Clemson for the ACC.
And they're going to roll, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who's going to stop them?
Oh.
No.
And then I had Michigan for the Big Ten. Oklahoma for the Big 12. And Utah for the Pac-12.
Utah, they looked pretty good last night.
And based on what we saw last night, they've got the cornerbacks to do it.
Yeah, I think we'll know a lot more about whether they can come out of the Pac-12. Not that just one game makes a difference, but we're going to see Oregon, who I think's the other, quote, favorite, if you will, and see what they can do in Jerry World against Auburn. That's tomorrow night, right?
That's tomorrow night.
Yeah. What do you think, Skylar? Who's going to win that game?
Auburn.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go on the other side of that.
Then why on the Facebook poll did you pick Auburn?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I've had a change of heart.
Because I picked Oregon.
Yeah. My thought early on was just like we talked about the dominance the SEC has on the line of scrimmage and everything. But it's still Auburn. It's not Alabama. And they playing against a pretty darn good quarterback.
Defensively, they should be all right, Auburn. Offensively, you lost a lot to replace. So it's going to be tough for them. I've got a question for Skylar, though. Out of Trevor Lawrence and Tua, who do you feel is the better quarterback?
Yeah, the Clemson or the Alabama guy?
Clemson.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah.
Well, he sure looked good last night.
Mm.
Of course, when you're handing off to Etienne and you got the receivers that he's got.
It's week 0. Come on.
That's right.
You don't prepare for week 0.
Well, all right, Skylar, so you got those 5, Bama, Clemson, Michigan, OU, and Utah. What's your Final Four look like? Is it all of those teams?
No, I have Bama 1, Clemson 2, Michigan 3, and then I have LSU 4.
Ooh, LSU.
So are you thinking LSU's going to be able to maybe just lose to Alabama in the West and then be like 11-1 and have such a strong record, beating Texas next week and A&M and all the people they have to beat, that'll launch them high enough up?
Yes.
So even with one loss and not winning their division, they can get in?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you got Bama, so they're the 1 seed playing LSU, so that's a rematch, right?
Yeah. I think Bama will win that.
So the LSU's going to have 2 losses in both to Alabama?
Yes.
Okay. What about Michigan and Clemson?
I chose Michigan over Clemson.
We've got a fan.
You don't have to do that, Skylar.
He's switching sides. Switching sides. All of a sudden, blue is going to start fading into Scott's house.
There it is. There it is. Just this slow transition from blue to orange. It looked a lot like Florida for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, and so the national championship game, What happens, Sky?
I think Bama will easily beat Michigan.
Yeah, I do too, because it's a cold, cruel world, right?
Yep.
Well, you know something, Skylar? As I've said before, it's not a cold, cruel world when you're in it. And so we'll keep you around. We'll keep you involved in this at some level. We'll, even if it's just making the picks, for the Facebook page that we do. Let's see if our fans can keep up with you. I doubt it seriously.
Thanks.
All right.
Who's your favorite team, Skylar?
OSU.
OSU? Are they going to win this week?
Yes.
They are by how many points?
21.
21? It's fair.
Well, that beats the spread. I'm all for that, big guy. So this is Crossover Sports, part of the Crossover Radio family. We are so fired up about being a part of this whole deal, and now we've got the sports channel.
Super pumped up.
Pork chop?
Super pork chop.
Bill, how do they listen?
You can find us on Crossover Sports, also Crossover Radio. Also find us on Facebook, Excessive Celebration, and Twitter. That's a lot of places to find us. A lot. We're like Waldo. We just stick out.
Listen to us 4:30 to 6:30 every Friday, and then a variety of times throughout the week. And when you can't sleep on Thursday nights, we're there.
We're there. The soft, mellow tones. Crossover Radio. Get that app.